It's kind of cool that the founder of Bitcoin, the anonymous founder, Satoshi Nakamoto, has disappeared. That's cool. I give you that. But the fact that Vitalik Buterin, one of the founders, but the main dude who founded Ethereum, the fact that he exists is not centralizing Ethereum. And let me explain, because I'm hearing this argument all the time. Okay? So first of all, the Ethereum community now is huge. Vitalik, he's a smart guy. He does research. His role is to come up research things for the future. Works with many people over years to come up with ideas and directions to go. Hands it off to developers who develop and implement and all this stuff. He's not even involved in all that. And the reason Vitalik continues to be respected and a leader, because he has great ideas. I mean, the guy, he's a smart guy. People listen to him not because they have to, and not because he has some sort of control, but because they think he's smart. And so do I. I mean, he wrote a paper about, this way of trading, which described how to do Uniswap, sounds like a good idea. So he wrote that paper, and then, Hayden Adams copied his paper, created Uniswap just by following Vitalik's idea, and created a $1 billion application, multi-billion dollar. So that's why he followed Vitalik, right? Vitalik didn't say, you got to make this Uniswap or I'm going to kill you. He just wrote a paper, said this is a good idea. So this is what he does, and he comes up with lots of ideas, and they turn out to be good, but other people voluntarily follow, and that is a good thing. Also, this crypto story, listen, it's a 100-year story here of all of finance and many other things. The whole Web3, owning your own data, everything moving to the cloud with individual ownership. It's going to take decades and decades. The idea, and this is the Bitcoin dream, and God bless if it works, but it's just like, they launched it, and, a year later, founder disappears, and they're never going to change it again, and it's going to be the perfect best thing, and nothing can compete with. I don't know. Ethereum has a goal of becoming fixed, the base layer becoming fixed like Bitcoin is now, eventually, where it is what it is, and it just works. But that's going to be after 10 years, maybe 15 years of development to get it to the point where it's just fucking awesome. I think that's a better way, work on something for 15 years and then let it be fixed, than to just make something in 1 year. Also, we knew so much less back in that 1 year when Bitcoin was created than we do now, and as we will through the coming decade. But again, the changes that Ethereum does and proof of stake is not some idea Vitalik had. The community in 2014 in the white paper before they launched talked about eventually we'll move to proof of stake. But even that, it was a general thing, and they talked about it. Many, many researchers debated back and forth and came up with all these different ideas on how, Ethereum's implementation of proof of stake. And then they had a plan, and as they were developing, they changed it to launch the beacon chain, over now, like 2 years ago. And it's everybody working together, okay? So the point is this, if Vitalik came up with an idea and said, we got to censor things or we need to do it is some bad idea, people will just stop following him. And don't talk to me about the DAO hack in 2000, I think it was 2015. You can read, Laura Shin has a good book on the history of Ethereum if you want to get into the details of what happened. Ethereum was very small. Without going into the whole details of it, just briefly, the first application on Ethereum was supposed to be like this. Someone was like trying this DAO, and then people put in it was 10% of all the Ethereum locked into it immediately. Everybody just aped in, and there was a bug, and someone was stealing all of it. But because there was a time release, the Ethereum community, which included Vitalik, said, let's just fork everything so that this guy can't steal the 10%. And they did. Well, okay, you could debate whether or not that was a good idea then. But today, that's not even remotely possible. Even if Vitalik and a group of friends wanted to do it, you can't just fork Ethereum anymore. It now is this huge thing with many, many applications and DeFi and so many things and giant community. If there is some sort of thing, and there's been things that happened, the parity bug, somebody lost like $15 million who was, you can look up the history of the parity hack. And that was a thing. It was like, oh, geez. So they had this little bug and they lost a bunch of money. Maybe it was more than 15 million, whatever it was. And it was just like, and people thought, well, maybe in the next fork, we should include a thing that just opens up that wallet because poor them. And they couldn't even get consensus for that. It's the DAO hack. It was such a different world. The Bitcoin philosophy sometimes, they're just like, they want to think that time doesn't change. It's still 2010. And you got to understand that things move and change. And so it's not, if you didn't agree with the DAO hack you look at that as evidence that Ethereum can just fork away problems or fork to change the history and do all this stuff. Again, it's not possible. And Vitalik doesn't have that sort of control. And he is not a centralizing force. He is a force of great development. But him, along with the whole community, he's not doing everything by himself by any means. So that's that. Okay? Tell me what you think in the comments below, and if you disagree. I love debating with the irrational Bitcoiners. Let me have it. There's also a link to my Discord, Twitter, and I got a playlist on my YouTube channel on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. A lot of videos there if you're interested in more. And I make a video every day. If you want it to come up, hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.